Hey guys, welcome to the 5,000 subscriber special Q&A where we'll be asking some questions with my friend Vince right here.
Hey guys.
And it's gonna be super fun, right? I started YouTube, 2017, but I wasn't consistent until kind of like 2019, and that's when like the ball really started rolling. And to be honest, it wasn't really until Vince started helping me, like this whole channel really was able to produce consistent, high-quality videos, right? Because if you see my old editing, when I edited by myself, it was horrible. So yeah, along with this Q&A, I'll also be giving one of the special people that asked a question a £50 Amazon gift card.
So that spend it on books, guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. So yeah, let's jump into the questions. We got a drink right here. It's honey and whiskey, which is like my favorite drink.
Yeah, but we are not drunk. Like this is just one shot. It's our first drink. So yeah, we are just naturally this happy all the time.
yeah, it's gonna be a fun one, man. Let's jump into it.
Let's get into it. So the first question is, how do you keep motivated when you're not seeing any results? So let's say, there's someone watching this video who wants to maybe start an email marketing agency or whatever, just wants to start an online venture, whether that be a brand or anything. And you know that feeling probably when you're like, are getting started and you're just like grinding it out for months and months and you're not seeing like anything, like not even that you're just making a couple grand a month, it's like you're making zero.
Yeah.
So
and you're questioning this entire venture.
Yeah, like is it even like realistic? Is it all just a scam? So how do you keep going then? What would be your advice?
So nowadays I don't really lose motivation because I'm not seeing results, because once you get results, you understand process, right? So for example, in the beginning when I first started, if I had like a dry month or like a dry 2 months, and in some cases like pushing 3 months where I don't sign clients in the beginning, I was like freaking the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, like this is not gonna work. Am I even, maybe I should have not dropped out of uni, right?
Yeah.
But those thoughts are like, they go away after your first year in business pretty much, because the amount of anxiety that I got last year and the amount of uncertainty I felt compared to this year, for example, where if I had a dry month this year, I just didn't really care. Because once you understand that your effort doesn't immediately translate into results, there's like a time lag associated with it, you become a lot more at peace with the results. And also, if you're not like scarce in your life anymore, for example, if you're not struggling to pay the rent, or pay the bills or whatever, then you really genuinely don't care anymore, because the money is not hugely important. So what I would say is, in the beginning, you're gonna struggle with this, but over time, this is gonna disappear 100%.
So going back to like the original question, when you're in just that beginning part, like what's the inner dialogue you need to tell yourself to still keep going? Like,
sure,
if you just started your venture and you've been doing it for 2 months, like, when you didn't sign any clients in the beginning,
sure,
like what kept you going?
It's more so then for me it was looking at people that did it, and it was like, okay, well, if they can do it, then surely it's a matter of they're doing something that I'm not doing, right? And it's kind of, in the beginning I was just copying other people's actions. And I think that was really important for me, just having someone that's not myself, obviously, and then seeing them do it, and then just having faith and just fingers crossed, back yourself into a wall if you don't have any other options.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, I just need to get this done. And it becomes not a motivation thing, it's just, I need to get it done or I'm gonna fail.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question is, did you have any second thoughts after dropping out of uni?
Oh, okay. No, but yes. No, in the sense that generally speaking, I felt like I knew it was the right choice, but no as in, I knew that as soon as I dropped out, I'd be closing a ton of doors to me. Because for example, if now I want to go back into more, I guess, traditional sectors, working at like, I don't know, like banks, or if I wanted to work at, maybe not big tech firms because they have their own internal certification programs now, but definitely it felt like a lot of doors were closing for me. But I also knew that those weren't the doors I wanted to go through. So it was just like, well, I knew that wasn't the direction I would grow in. and this is, but it's like, but what if I fail? So those were the only second thoughts I had, but generally speaking, best decision ever. Drop out of uni, guys.
Don't do it. Only if you are really confident in the fact that you can do it, I think. But just to add on to that, like, I think you had that like insane work ethic to back up this, you know, big thing. Like if you're a lazy if you're a lazy guy or girl and you don't feel like, you know, the dropping out thing would actually put a fire under you, then I think, like, you know, think about it twice.
Sure, but the thing is, I feel like laziness is such a... It's never a problem of being lazy, it's more so if they're unengaged with what they're doing or they're just not passionate about it, or if they don't want that goal. So I feel like every behavior you can kind of learn it, right? Because when you're a kid, you don't know how to behave, you learn it from something. Yeah. So it's like, you can learn it, but only if that's really genuinely like what you want. So yeah, definitely don't just drop out because like some guy on the internet told you to. Like that was a vast sweeping statement kind of thing. But yeah, never had any second thoughts. Okay. Best decision ever. Highly recommend.
The next question is, what are your plans for the next year? If you have any that you want to reveal.
Okay, cool. Well, obviously financially I want to be like much better off. I want to scale businesses, whether if I want to continue scaling my agency or, you know, going in a completely different direction. But I think it's the overarching theme would be work harder, work smarter, and overall just improve as a person, character-wise, you know, motivation-wise, habits-wise, you know. Specific goals, I remember when I first started, I used to set specific goals like, hey, by this time next year I want to be making 20,000 a month. But the thing is, it's like, if you really are focused on the end result, you tend to never get there. It's more so just focus on putting one foot in front of the other and taking each step as it comes. And I promise you the numbers, as long as it's not like unrealistic to the point where it's like, oh, by December 31st next year I'm going to be a billionaire, you know? Like if you set somewhat realistic goals, put one foot in front of the other, and over time you're going to achieve it. Maybe not in the time frame that you set yourself, but you're going to get there.
Yeah. By the way, you know those Instagram posts where it's like, only future billionaires allowed to like.
Like those engagement posts.
Yeah.
No.
Or only future millionaires allowed to like, and then it's like in the comments like, oh, I'm gonna be a billionaire.
Yeah, manifesting this.
Yeah, and it's like 50,000 people commenting like, I will be a billionaire, and it's like, oh, bro, that's you know how many billionaires there are in the world? Well, that's kind of fun. I always find that really funny.
Yeah.
Are you buying the dip in the crypto market?
Oh, someone actually asked that?
Yeah.
Oh, to be honest, I think my exposure to crypto is already big enough. I'm sitting still quite cash heavy, like 70% I think. But the rest of the 30% is deployed either in microcap altcoins as more of a gamble rather than an investment. And then the rest is sitting in stable coins, to be honest. I'd rather wait for the bear market because I highly doubt this is going to be like a super cycle.
What's your favorite coin? If you had to give one.
Yummy coin. No, I'm joking. That was just, my friend launched Yummy.
Logan? Oh no.
No. My friend launched Yummy coin, but I don't really have a favorite coin. I guess.
Okay.
I have ecosystems that I'm quite bullish on. Like I think Cardano is doing great things. Ethereum is also going to do great things. They just need to fix some things with their infrastructure. Bitcoin, I'm not a huge fan of, just because there's no like utility behind it, but the NFT space is really, really cool. I'm working on a few NFT projects as well behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're like 10%, 10% of my time goes towards that. Yeah.
The next question is, if you had £1 million magically appear in your bank account, what would you spend it on?
Hoes and cocaine.
If you won all the money, what would you do with it?
Bunch of hookers and cocaine.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm joking. Well, so my pragmatic side always comes through with these types of questions, because I'm like, is that $1 million pre or post tax? If it's post tax, then okay, that's pretty good. If it's pre tax, $500,000, like 500K is a lot of money, but it's not like it's not like retirement money, right?
Yeah.
So because I would just think, okay, if you put $1 million in my account, I'd probably have to pay 50% income tax on that, which leaves me with 500k invested, 10% a year, that's 50k in passive income, cash flow. I don't really want that. So what most likely will happen is, let's say, taxes aside, just $1 million flat in my bank, I'd probably invest in companies and try to help them grow as well. But I would take a pretty aggressive strategy with it. I wouldn't do anything stupid just because there's nothing like materialistically that I would really, really want. Maybe I'd buy my family like some nice holidays, but that's about it. Like I wouldn't spend more than 50k.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a pretty fun question. You are on death row.
Oh shit. Okay.
What would be your request for your last meal?
Oh, okay. So I've actually thought about this question before.
Really?
Yeah, because this is a pretty common question, I think. Like, I don't know, when you're drinking with buddies or... Actually, no, when you're like 16 or something.
I never heard this before. Okay.
My thing is I'd probably eat myself to death. I prefer to eat myself to death over, I don't know, being electrocuted, hung, or like shot in the head. So it would be like a very large variety of things. It would be like a combination of Chinese dishes and other international cuisines. Okay. But to say one last meal, fuck, it would probably be something my mom could make, like. And whiskey and honey. Good drink. You guys should try it, honestly.
For sure. Good. So the next question is, what was your first business venture?
Oh, this is a fun one.
Yeah.
So back in, I think 2015, me and my best friend Harry, we tried to start like a e-com jewelry business, like men's accessories, right? Think movement, but obviously they did well with it and we gave up because we were like stupid teenagers, right? This was before we even knew what like Shopify, e-commerce, dropshipping, any of that was even was. We just thought, oh, we could probably sell like cheap imported Alibaba jewelry online. Except, so what ended up happening was we ordered some samples. It came, we took some pictures, created an Instagram, and then we just gave up. We realized like how much work this would be.
Yeah.
But looking back, if I had even an ounce of like expertise as I do now, like even an ounce of mindset, we would have probably like been millionaires by now. It's just, this is like one of the things we look back on.
The funny thing is I actually had something pretty similar.
Okay.
Like, you remember back like in 2015 there were those like clip-on lenses for phones where it would make it wide angle.
Yeah, like Empower.
Yeah,
like
exactly. So I had the brilliant idea to create a Shopify dropshipping store around that and dropship those. And so I did the same thing. Like I ordered in a pack of those things. I took like some professional pictures, made the Shopify web shop, and then never ran any ads for it.
Yeah, just like gave up. We didn't even get to the Shopify store bit. We just gave up. Yeah, we were like, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, and I also was like super broke. Like I didn't have any money. I was like underage, so I couldn't even register. So for Facebook ads, but yeah, it's pretty funny. Like I think a lot of people in the current like digital marketing space actually got like into that or like wanted to get into that, like e-com, dropshipping.
But see, I didn't even know what e-commerce was back then. I just thought, oh, if I could sell this online, probably could do quite well. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What was your other businesses before agency?
Oh, I also tried like affiliate marketing.
Did you?
ClickBank.
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah.
So like I personally was that guy on the forum for post-pregnancy mom groups, like Facebook groups, selling them weight loss tea that's magically gonna make you lose 50 pounds in like 2 weeks.
Did you make any money?
And I haven't made any sales.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And I also tried being a Minecraft YouTuber, but...
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried... I guess my most serious first business was this YouTube channel actually. Like when I was making videos online, I knew it would eventually lead to monetization, but I just never got to the point where I was good enough to lead to monetization. So yeah.
The next question is, how did you scale your agency so quickly?
So I don't even think I scaled it quickly. It's more so I scaled it quicker than the average person, just because the average person that gets into this space, the churn rate is so high.
Yeah.
To the point where you most likely, let's say 90 people out of 100, what happens is they buy an online course, they try a bit of outreach, and then realize, oh, this is actually a business, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then they leave. But what you'll tend to find is most people who get into this space and who are really serious, it takes them about like 6 months to a year to get to their first 10,000 a month.
Yeah.
If they're really like...
Well, if you're
serious.
honest.
Yeah, if you're on
Yeah.
it, if you're consistent, and also if you kind of like learn from different people, if you're just like obsessed enough with it, and if that like is the thing that consumes your life, I just don't see how you won't get to your first 10K a month after 2 years max into the game, right?
Well, one thing I think I would add to that is that also you, like when you were starting your agency, you just dropped out, so you had all the time in the world, right? Like
yeah, and all the pressure.
And all the pressure as well.
Yeah.
So I think that could be part of it as well. Like you did like 0 to 10 in like 6 months, or
I think it was like 5 to 6 months.
5 to 6 months, yeah. So I think, yeah, a lot of it was probably that you could do it like full time, and also that you had a lot of pressure because like you had to perform. Next question is, did you think you would reach a position where you are right now when you were making videos from uni? Because there was a guy commented like, remember watching you from the uni videos.
I see.
So yeah, how do you feel about that?
I always knew I was gonna like do really well. I think it's just like, I don't know, I always had this blind faith that I was gonna do well just because I knew how seriously I want to take things. And I definitely didn't expect that I'd do it so quickly, just because I always thought, oh yeah, you know, work at this for 5 years. And when I dropped out, I told myself, hey, let's be broke as shit for like the next 3 years. And then somehow I just was like, fingers crossed it's gonna pan out. And it was really that blind faith in myself that was able to carry me through. But to answer the question, yeah, I always knew I was going to be here. And in fact, I'm not even like, this is not even 1% of where I envision myself to be. So it's more just like, yeah, of course, like, I'm going to take the first step, right? And this for me is like the first step.
Yeah, I think self-confidence, to be honest, and self-image is such a huge thing. Like, I know that now it's becoming kind of like cliche, like, oh yeah, it's all about that. But it really is, because like you will only get what you think you deserve, I think. Like not like you're basically, I truly believe in this, that your like outer reality will adjust to your inner reality.
Sure.
Like it will catch up over time.
Yeah, 100%, man. Take what you deserve in life. You have to go out and take it.
I hope I started recording.
Oh, is that? Yeah.
The next question is, do you have a favorite quote? And if you do, what's your favorite quote?
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite quote. There's quite a few from J. Cole that I really like the song Love Yours. It's all about like, there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. I really agree with that one. Recently, there's been a quote that I've really liked. It's actually a biblical quote.
Okay.
And I found out through Alex Hormozy actually. It was, there's profit in there's profit in all labor. That's a quote that I really like and I really resonate with recently. Yeah, there's nothing that I want to get tattooed on me basically, right? Like if that was a quote favorite of all time, then I'd get it.
Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. No questions. I just want to say you are my role model. Will I get access for your course for free?
First of all, I'm flattered that I'm your role model, because I actually think I'm a horrible role model. I dropped out of school. I used to smoke weed. Like, I'm a really bad role model. Maybe in 20 years, I'd be able to say, okay, cool. Now kids growing up, I don't mind someone, setting me as a benchmark. But definitely, like, I could turn out as like a homeless person in 20 years. Please do not use me as a role model. I'm horrible. And no, you cannot get access to my course for free. I'm gonna just...
We are so professional at this, guys.
I know. Oh, crap. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna point. So I'm gonna, like...
Okay. You didn't scroll at all.
Did I not? Oh, no. I didn't scroll at all. I pointed at this guy, though.
Oh, he put, like, 60 different questions.
Well, he won. He was smart. He put It's 7 different questions. So this guy _Henry M. Congrats, I'll be DMing you with your £50 gift card.
Yeah.
How about that? Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching till the end of this video.
I wanted to ask another question.
Oh, is it? Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. So as for the last question, this is a question for me personally. So what would you want to be remembered for? So what would you want your kids to remember you for if you were like 80 years old or whatever, and you were on your deathbed? Like, what kind of person or what kind of things do you want to be remembered for, I guess?
I guess I would really want to be remembered for my kind of like characteristics and value as opposed to whatever net worth I would be or like whatever companies I would have built. So I would love for my children to see me as like a hardworking person, but also is somewhat balanced in the sense that obviously if you're an entrepreneur and you're running businesses, it's very hard to strike a balance.
Yeah.
And especially in the beginning, there's no balance. But balanced in the sense of I'm not too egotistical, I'm not too narcissistic, and I'm not like a balance of the good and the bad.
Okay.
Right? Because you have to have that polarity in your character as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, and I've actually been thinking about this question, but not really pertaining to my kids, more so pertaining to like my cousin's kids or kids of like, yeah, my cousins, my friends, whatever, because I would love to be that uncle that they could look to as like the benchmark of success and show that, okay, cool, someone from a very similar background to myself has made it, so I could achieve whatever success that I want in life as well. So I really want to be that for them, just because I have a lot of family in China where there's definitely like not this kind of influence I have with my friends like Vince, for example, who's also an entrepreneur and like really like grinding and super hardworking and super independent.
Oh, not always.
Yeah, not always. We have our like goof off moments, but like generally speaking, you know.
Well, I guess like there is like a direction we are both going towards, and the vision, I guess, we kind of want to manifest into our lives. So I think that's like the main thing that we have in common.
Yeah. So I would love to have like an influence over their kids, because in my opinion it's kind of late for them, just because we're in the same age bracket, so it's almost like cringe to say, oh, I really want my cousins to look up to me. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I would love to be like a role model for their kids, for example.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's all the questions for
Cool,
today,
bro.
guys.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys for watching, and if you're first time new to my channel, I really don't know why you would have listened to like 2 idiots rambling for like half an hour, but I hope you found some cool insights from this video. If you did, drop a like, comment down below if you want me to do more of these or whatever types of videos you want me to do. And yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching, and the support has been insane. Like 5,000 people, like subscribers, is actually a lot of people, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy because we don't visualize that.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Peace.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, that was fun.